What's going on here? Let me flip the camera and flip it back. And I fixed it. That's why my mama called me son, because I'm bright. Anyway, part three, I'm going to be on the inside, ripping out the pedals, putting in the new pedals, ripping out the shifter, putting in the new shifter. Actually, I got the shifter already out last night. So, this is what the inside is looking like. We'll try to open that sunroof, but all that stuff is carnage up there. But anyway, I got to get this brake pedal out, the dual pedal in, the money shot, and then I'm going to work on this rear main seal and stuff like that. So I'll be sitting here. You guys let me know if you got any questions or something. Maybe Mita can help me with answering questions and stuff like that. And we'll just let it sit there. If I can't answer questions while I'm going, I'll answer the questions later. If I run into something that's fun or interesting, I'll come show you. Thanks for tuning in. This is Saturday. Of course, you know it's Hallmark's Valentine's Day, where they obligate you to do something special for your loved one as if you don't do special stuff just in life in general. So we'll deal with that and we'll deal with this. Got my packaging today from Cincinnati. Went home for the weekend, took care of some stuff. Had some things there that would benefit me here and throughout the road trip. Didn't have room for them then. I have room for them now because I've unloaded 2 manual kits and an automatic transmission. So we're lighter, much lighter. We're probably 500 pounds lighter, maybe. Yeah, at least that. And we got a few things shipped to us. So I picked that up today. It was like $40 to ship it. If I would have took it on the airplane, it would have been $75, which everybody needs to try to save $25 if you can. Didn't inconvenience me much, but dropping that package off, I couldn't find a spot. Cincinnati Elizabeth had to do that because they shut down our primary drop-off point downtown Cincinnati for UPS. So anyway, let me go take my morning medication and get to work. I got it out, folks. Now it's time to put the other one in, and this has the shift lock cable guide. Don't need that no more. I'm gonna make the spot for the master cylinder and the cables that come through the floor. Need a sharper knife for this, but I use what I got. Sledgehammer and this pry bar knock this panel through for the master cylinder. And it's through. Now, in order to get the master cylinder for the clutch through the floor, you really need to push the brake booster out a little bit. So I'm going to take two, it has 3 bolts left on it. One bolt holds the pedal bracket for the 850. The other 3 bolts just hold the booster. I'm going to take the 2 lower ones totally off, and I'm going to take the top driver's side one out about 80%, so I can push or pry that brake booster out a little bit and maneuver that slave cylinder in there, the master cylinder, the clutch master cylinder in there. Now, for some reason, the screw comes all the way off. I just put it on a few threads and we're good to go. So that clutch master cylinder is ready to be fed in. Should have that part in this box. And yes, I do see it. Here's the shifter assembly for this thing. Set this right here. Man, this is a pretty nice one. Here are the shift cables. This thing here is eaten up. I might have a electrical wire thing that I could put on that. Let me see if I got another set of shift cables. Have the 850 center trim piece. I cut this out here and double side tape or glue it to the bottom of the one that's in there. Especially if it's a wood one. Keep that pretty looking wood. Here's the internal slave. This line was from a P2. I'm not sure if that's the one I wanted. Actually, I know this is not the one I wanted. Let me see if I got another one, because I may have to get a line for a P80 to make this work. I'm not sure. That kind of is a surprise. That kind of sucks. Huh? Okay. I think we got the wrong hydraulic line. I don't know if that'll work or not. We'll find out. We got another shifter and stuff. We got 2 pedals and 2 shifters. I'm not sure why. Alright, so it's 5 minutes away. You okay? You don't want to go? You don't have to go if you want. I'll do it when I'm done here. Here's the 850 pedal set. A lot of people are buying that V and S70 pedal set for some reason, and that could cause a problem with, well, it doesn't cause a problem, it's just not aesthetically right, and it doesn't have the same type of return spring and stuff like that on it, but it works. So if that's what you want to do, that's okay. But this is the proper 850 one. The S&V 71 has a bracket that goes to the ceiling that mounts up under the dash that way. Here's another set of cables. One of them seems easier to move than the other. This is the driver's side one. This is the passenger side one. It's got this cushion on it. Let me see how smooth this one feels. Feels about the same. So I don't think there's no difference. I'm going to use that one because it has a cleaner boot, and Vegas has a lot of dirt. So I don't want a lot of dirt getting down there in that cable mechanism until I figure out what I'm going to do about this accordion material on that boot that's torn up. Now the master cylinder itself is the same. Well, it's actually not the same because this has 2 bolts on it there. The P80 ones has where you screw through it, but this is fine, it'll work. Plus this has this tip on it that's for that little switch that goes on those RN cars. But anyway, let me go ahead and get this cleaned up, slide this in, and see if this will reach the transmission. As long as this reaches the slave cylinder somehow, will be good. But if it doesn't, I'll need to get a hydraulic line from a P80 car. Taking the tip of this reservoir out of this line so I can slide it on the reservoir that's in there. Looks like it don't want to come out. Might have to put a screw in it. Get it out of here. It's turning. But it's tight. It's kind of stuck in there. Let me find my needle nose pliers. Maybe they'll help. Help me, help me. I don't want to damage the hose. It's a good hose. stick my needle nose pliers down in the hose. Grab this thing. It's coming. That thing is in there pretty far. That P2 car. Wow. They put a vice grip on that thing. Vice grip for the win. All right, I'm gonna get into the car and work this up in here this way so that this little tip thing is at the top. And actually, heck, I don't know which way this thing goes. For real, probably this way. This goes toward the top. This goes in the bottom. Go ahead and put that in there. Then this gets routed around to the reservoir, and this pivots around any way you need it to. So you get under there and massage this in there. Well, heck, this turns around too. Let me check my video. This may go to the top. Yeah, I think this goes like this. I'm pretty sure the hydraulic line goes to the driver's side. So this is going to go in there like this and bolt in the floor. Let me go ahead and put this in here. Being on the ground, it's hard to see this stuff. I feel like it's hitting something inside. And it is. In the back of the fuse box. Halfway in. Throw my glove. See if it's hit something else in here. Doesn't seem to be. Just seems like I gotta pry the bottom of that brake booster out to get it to fall in. Almost all the way in. All right, I'm in. I gotta route this hydraulic line over. That's over. All right, I'm gonna go inside and put a couple of nuts on it. Now, one thing I don't like is it does put pressure on this little drain tube, which not the end of the world, it's just some silly pressure. All right, should be in. I can bolt it down. Get it back from under this car. Good to go. Now, when you guys are using power tools, especially one that's powerful as Yoda, you got to get the setting on it right. You see the number 1 is lit. That's like maybe up to 15 foot-pounds of torque. Number 2, probably will run that thing up to 40 foot-pounds of torque. Number 3 will probably run that thing up to 80 foot-pounds of torque. So maybe a little more. So you gotta kind of get a feel for that and make sure your settings is right, because if you have like a 2 or 3 setting on something like what I just installed, I can strip that part out. So be careful when using power tools. And you can always run it down until it stops on the lowest setting and then torque it from there with your torque wrench. So I tightened it up to number 1. I don't think I'm gonna have a problem with that. I bumped it a couple times. You heard me bumping it, and I'm gonna leave it there. Next, I'm gonna run these cables through here for the shifter. Now, these cables go through the floor. The passenger side cable has the padding on it, and the driver's side left cable always has a yellow stripe on it from Volvo. So when I run this through the floor, it'll more than likely be like this going through the floor. Well, I think it's going to go through the floor like this. And the passenger one will probably be on top. Let me verify that and tell you guys how it goes. This goes from the inside out. So there's a plastic thing that goes on here that I'll take off of the automatic cable since I don't see it in my bin for the manual cable. Same piece of plastic. Here's that piece of plastic I was telling you guys about. It goes around that cable. I got the automatic cable out. I could probably take this boot off of the automatic cable to put on that manual cable. That's what I think I'm going to do. It's got a ring on here, so I have to cut that ring off. Then I'll lubricate the end and pop the boot over it. It'll stretch over it. Now when you run these cables in, you got to make a sharp left turn and go behind the steering knuckle on these cable ends. And then on the 850, the center console stack has two separate ports. One port for the left, which is the lower cable going to the driver's side with the yellow tape on it. The other port is the center for the other cable going through to the passenger side. So I could run these through here now and then fold them in, but it's usually easier to feed them through the hole first. And then once I'm fed through the hole, get them through under the dash. Because it helps you make that hard left turn that you want to make going through the floor. Now these cables have no bushings in them, so probably use the bearings. I believe I brought some with me. So let me go ahead and fix this cable boot while I'm out here where it's easier to do it in this chair. Trying not to get this chair dirty because it ain't mine. Yep, getting it dirty, touching it with my arm and stuff like that. Looking for that cutter I used last night. I seen it here a few minutes ago, but I don't see it now. So for the sake of time, I'm gonna try to use this one. Got a broken tip. Last time I did this, I used my oscillating tool, which made a mess. Actually hardened these little metal rings on here are a little bit to cut through, but it ain't that big a deal. This worked better. Mo better. Alright. This was the bad one, which you don't have to be too gentle with. Here's my needle nose pliers to pull this over here.
Hey Robert, how are you?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm getting steak. Nice. How's everything going?
Pretty good. I may have an issue. I think I brought the wrong hydraulic line, but the ends are the same, so it should work, but it may secure against the fender a little different. I'll see. I've never done that before.
Okay.
I brought one from an S60 instead of a 850, V70, C70, P80 car.
Is that something from like a commercial line and hose place you could get?
No, probably. I mean, you probably best get it from a dealer.
Okay.
You know, and they ran out of them a few years ago, but they've been stocking them lately. So there should be something I can get if this doesn't fit right for me.
Gotcha.
I'll find out. It ain't gonna be a big deal.
You want the light on?
No, I'm
You
good.
good? Oh, did he screw on like the old school 90s one?
No, they have like a pressure plastic clip.
Gotcha.
What guys do to get them off, they lift this boot up and they put this in a vise, and then they crank them up
Gotcha.
like that,
Oh no,
like a fuel release tool.
that's fine. I had for my Volkswagen later on, opened the door. I had this. There's a woman in town. She has a Leaf, and it's a walnut and oak custom.
And I tried to get somebody to make me one of those out of walnut. This was hard. They begged me to let them out of that.
Yeah, she knows what she was getting into,
Okay.
and I had to use a lug nut. Actually, that's the only thing I could find that would fit.
Okay.
It was perfect.
Okay.
But yeah, they.
Yeah, these they just snap
Oh,
on
this
and
is a nice
snap
one.
off.
Okay.
Yeah, I
That's
tried
really
to bring
nice.
I tried to bring you the best stuff I had.
Thank you.
You know, to make sure, you know, everything looks nice, it fits nice, it feels original, you know,
Yep.
in the car. So that's
This is gonna be great.
yeah, that's my goal.
Oh, shit. Alright, if you want anything to drink, there's stuff in here.
All right, cool. Thank you. Thanks
Well,
for the invite.
Definitely. And I gotta get a container for this today. I'll find it.
Yeah, I mean, it should be easy. Sometimes I'll use like a lemonade jug or something from the refrigerator, or, you know, half gallon, and mix it with another one to make it full. Most of the time I have my old tea bottles.
Yep.
And for some reason, me and Lita, we threw that thing away when we were relocating from one casino to another. I was like, she's like, you need that? I was like, I don't think I need that one. I think we got one. And then yesterday we didn't have one.
I'll look, because then I can drop it off at the little store.
Yeah. And I have a container that has it's a big pan that has a lid on it, that if you don't find nothing, I'll bring that over when I get ready to go, and I'll put it in there and take it with me.
Okay.
Take it over there, drop it off.
Gotcha.
Yeah, man, in California, it was tricky getting rid of that stuff.
Yeah, and the thing is, when they make it so tricky, you try to do the right thing, everyone just throws the shit out.
Yeah. You know, it's like, you know, come on. You know.
Make it nice and accessible.
Yeah, you make it hard, and it's going down the side of the street.
I remember in New York, probably 80s, early 90s, they had these huge containers. One said engine oil, one said transmission oil, you know. It was like 5 containers. You just go and you pour your shit in.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Nice and simple. All right, I'll catch up with you a little bit.
All right. I'll be here till at least 1.
Okay.
All right. Hey, I think I'm gonna go live more often on doing my work at people's places, because everybody's nicer when you're live. Nah, I was just kidding. That would be something, huh? Have to go live for people to be nice. So I'm gonna get this out of here to make it easier to get this bushing off without damaging it. This is the bushing, the shift bushing. And a lot of those things are busted up, and these cars are so old. Even trying to get this one out of here, it's breaking. Not that I think it matters, but yeah, that thing is very delicate. I'm trying to get it through here without cutting myself. I don't know if it's gonna be possible to get this out without damaging it. Because you gotta push it through. Even putting pressure on it, trying to start it through, is breaking the rubber on it. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna survive. Don't think it's gonna survive the pressure coming out of here. Yeah, it's just destroyed it. I don't think it's gonna be able to get this bushing off. This bushing out here, because it popped out. Half of it tore the lip of it off because it's so old. Yeah, some things just don't survive the stress. Let me find some lubrication, like oil or silicone or something to spray on here to pull this off of here without damaging it. I'm gonna try a little blaster on it. Everybody loves the smell of the blaster. Not. Looks like it's gonna work. It's stretching over. Trying to get it to stretch over here without tearing it. Ah, I got it. All right, I got it all. Now let me get it on this side. And I'll zip tie it back on the way it was. Smoother you can make this, the better that'll work. Couple drops of the blaster. I was trying to tear it on here. Just do my best. Old rubber. New rubber, slap right on it. Old rubber, not so much. Let me get my thing here, open it up a little bit, see if I can get it started that way. It's a little tricky getting it started on. harder than I thought. All right, got it over there. Man, that was a little bit tricky. And I'm gonna put a zip tie on it right there. Put another dot or two of the plaster on it. Oop, that was a lot. Popped on. We are good to go. Let me grab a couple of zip ties. Zip this on here. And the boots on as good as new. Check it out. Got 2 good boots now. Again, you're always supposed to cut your zip ties off as close as you can so that there's no zip tie protruding that could cut somebody. I'm gonna go with the blacks so they're not noticeable. You can go with any color you like. We got many colors here. Many colors. Then I'm gonna look, see if I have my bearings here handy. I could go ahead and press those in with it out of the vehicle, which should make it a little easier. I'm gonna use my mini snippers. I found my other ones I was looking for sitting on my socket box. I use my mini snippers to get this. Here it goes. I got it flush. I don't want to get hung up or cut on these 2 zip ties. I don't see my bearings to press in the end of here handy, so I'm gonna move forward and press those in a little later. Kind of sucks going in and out here because inside is relatively clean. Out here is pretty dirty. So getting dirty out here with this leak stuff and going inside carrying that dirt in there, which I don't like doing, but it is what it is. Guess I could keep gloves on, keep taking them off and on. Feed the cable through this plastic piece. That will hold the grommet in place. Then feed the cables through the floor piece one at a time. All right, I got that grommet screwed into the floor. Try to remember, that ain't no real tight torque situation. It's just a weather grommet that stops the weather from the outside from getting on the inside. During times that weather can do that. Rain, snow, stuff like that. So I got that in place. I got my cables in position. Now I'm gonna put my bolts back in my brake booster. I already tightened down the bolts for the master cylinder. Then I'm gonna put in the shifter. I'm gonna make sure my brake booster is pushed all the way in from down here. Feels like it is. Got my steering rack pushed in a little bit better than it was. I think I got my line in position for the clutch slave cylinder. It looks like I could secure this on the wall, kind of like the brake bracket does. This bracket does for the line there. So I'm gonna try to hook it over there. Looks like this line got bent some kind of way in removal or whatever. You don't want to put a bunch of stress on it though. Try to make sure it's not stressed. No stressing. no stress 9 situation. Has a clip on it for the P2 that kind of lines up with this P80 thing. Try to get it to secure against that. Big thing is I'm trying to make sure it don't have any stress on it. And it's not rubbing against the side of the way. Looking at this controller for the ABS controller, there's some kind of buildup on that. Like there's been some kind of possible leak there. This car is full of leak surprises. Alright, let me go inside and lock down everything inside. Rinse my hands off out here. Got a message from a dog. All right, I'm back. Can't even say it. Well, today, as well as being Valentine's Day, it's also my late wife's birthday, and my Elizabeth sent me some pictures of her at her mom's site. So that was kind of emotional for me. So let me keep at it. Ah. The money shot. The money shot, boy. Well, folks, I don't think this slave cylinder clutch line situation is going to work for me. Think I'm going to have to get another one of those. I got an hour of work left. So let me focus on a couple other things. And I might have to get a master cylinder and clutch slave cylinder to get in this car, because this P2 one is not the same. It's shorter. I had to push the clutch pedal in the pedal in about an inch to get it to hook. Then I can't get the snap ring on it. I grabbed that by accident, not by purpose. So let me see. Is there anybody here in the Las Vegas area that has a manual swap kit that I can borrow a clutch line and master cylinder from? This is the one that goes on the internal slave cars, not the external slave cars I need. I don't think the master cylinder matters, but the clutch line matters. I might be able to use this clutch line, but I definitely need a master cylinder from a P80 car. So if there's somebody in the Vegas area or somebody that can overnight one to me and I can get you one back, I'd appreciate it. If not, I'm gonna have to jump online and order this stuff overnight and hope for the best. So that's where I'm at. Let me go ahead and put the shifter in, start putting that trim back together, and then come out here and redo the rear main seal on this. Man, thanks for watching. Let me answer a couple of questions if I got any here. Yo, what's up from OKC? Hey, I appreciate you watching. Thanks for all your expertise and knowledge. Excuse me, I have a hell of a lot due on my 97 T5 to get it through the mod. Good luck with your conversion. Just Dave 88, thanks for the thumbs up. I wish I could manually swap my V70, but I worry the computer will never work right. No, we have fixes for the computers on the P80. I call it, I guess, C cars, your cars 99 and newer, and the 98 cars is really easy. Yeah, those P2 cars, there's computer fixes around that, so all that stuff's been worked out. Yeah, tuners have files for those things. I have a good shop in my town. Well, good. Just Dave. Looking good. Friend of mine used to have a black 855 T5 and a red T5R. T5Rs didn't come in red. And just saying. Trying to build a Wright Brothers plane out of. All right, let me get back to work. I answered all the questions and remarks I seen. I appreciate you all watching. Appreciate your support. Let me get back at it. Scratching my head here. So anytime I make a mistake like this, whatever time it takes me to correct it, I clock out for. You know, my goal is to charge people $75 an hour for my time. And unfortunately, they have to help me with expenses of travel and lodging and stuff like that. But I don't like making them pay for my mistakes. So I'll get that part. I'll eat that hour or two it takes me to correct that mistake I made, and we'll move on from there. So let me keep moving. I'm going to try to clock out early today because it's Valentine's Day. My lovely bride would love to spend some one-on-one time just for us together on Valentine's Day. Time to put the shifter in. Woo woo. Gotta latch the shifting cables on first. Now, a lot of people, for some reason, they want to mess with this white bushing lockdown thing in it. Man, I leave that stuff alone. I buy my shifter assemblies like this. I keep them like this. I ain't trying to replace anything. I'm trying to make sure that this plastic thing under here that helps it clip into the center console is in good repair. I try to make sure I protect and don't break that, and keep this thing so that it locks in and does good and the car looks good. You know, part of the thing that discourages us from keeping cars a long time is the way they look. So try not to beat that stuff up. Yeah. All right, so they make a piece that replaces this that your shifter boot can snap into and that you attach to your center console somehow. Now, I got a couple of those and I gotta say I am underwhelmed with them. Don't really like them. I like using this piece better. One reason is this piece here is, let's just say, 4/16 of an inch thick, 1/4 inch. The piece that we're printing off of line is, instead of 4/16, it's 5 or 6/16. It's a little thicker. Makes it harder for your boot snap to clip in there. Then, when I use this piece, I glue this or double side tape it under the current piece of the center console, which, might I add, is flat. It doesn't drop down like this. And that piece, it's made and designed, the one I've seen, to go over so it has a frame. I don't like seeing that frame. This piece, my shift boot falls down in this little crevice there. Can't see it, don't know it's there. Perfect, nice and low. The other piece, it sits on top. It has a black trim around it. I just don't care for it, you know. So I still use these when possible in case of emergency. I don't have one. I'll use one of those other ones. To each his own. So I'm cutting this plastic with this wood blade, but I think I'm gonna have to go get some multi-purpose blades because half of this is destroyed from cutting like metal stuff with it. And I don't know why. Oh, I might have brought some of these with me. Let me go check. Because I didn't bring them the first trip, but I think I just shipped some to myself. It's hard to tell what TSA will and will not let go through their system. They're getting a little more lenient, but I can't afford them to take any of my $100 tools for a $60 flight. So I shipped the rear main seal tool home, got it there the day I got there. 12 hours from when I got there, I got the tool. I used it, I went to ship it back. And Mita and I decided to ship several other things back. Now this box, I don't know, close to 30 pounds. It was cheaper shipping this back priority mail than throwing it on the airplane as a checked bag. Make it make sense, I don't know. Getting it shipped here was like 40 bucks. Taking it on the airplane would have been like 80 bucks. So I saved 40 bucks by shipping it and waiting another day or two for it versus putting it on the plane. So our airline ticket was through Frontier, which Frontier, you gotta pay to blow your nose, man. You don't get nothing. I don't think they give away water or anything on their flights. And you could buy anything you want on there. They might let you use the bathroom for free so you don't go in your pants. And that's how you get super cheap tickets. When people get, normally, just out of the blue, super cheap flight tickets, they don't come with any perks like bags, potato chips, cookies, or water. None of that. So you pay for your bag. One time I got on one of those flights, I did pay for a bag, $60, $70. And the bag limit was 50 pounds. I mistakenly thought it was 60. So I get there, they throw my bag on the scale, it's 63 pounds. So they're like, sir, this 63 pounds, it's $176 more, $173 more to check this bag than what I already paid for it. So I started taking stuff out thinking it was 60 pounds. I got it down to 59 pounds. They waited, they still said, you're still 9 pounds over. I was loaded down. I put on a couple extra shirts. I put a bunch of stuff in my pockets. I was still overweight by 9 pounds. So I just gotta pay it. So I made a mistake and paid 175 pounds for a bag. So I should have my stuff in here that I need. What was I looking for? Oh, the blades to cut that plastic with. Let's see what we got here. We got shoes. Need to take them to the truck. Some kind of clothes. Now we'll get down to the equipment and tools. I got some vacuum line that we do need here. More vacuum line, hoses, elbows, switches, etc. Got my rear main seal tool. I got another crimper tool with those crimper hoses, Oaklear clamp hoses. I got some plastic bits and stuff that people need often. I got my scope camera, my rear main seal tool, some other bits and pieces, but I do not see no blades. So I'm gonna have to go buy some blades. In the meantime, I'll use these. Probably should put some hearing protection on them. Cut this thing up. I cut right on the inside of those switch grooves. That should do it. I got the inside piece for it to clip on, and I got enough border on the outside to tape it under the current deal. Now, under the current deal, there's sometimes some styrofoam there. You need to remove that to use your double-sided tape. And I deburr this with a knife or something, sandpaper, knife, something to just get the burrs off of it, little plastic crumbs per se. off of it. So I can attach it to the center console. Now see, I'm like a mom and pop store. A one-stop shop per se, where one person is doing it all. And these TV shows, they have a couple people in the shop that do a couple different things. You got a guy that's a transmission drivetrain guy. You got a guy that's a painter. You got a guy that's cosmetics, innovation, stuff like this. And those are the big boys. I'm the little guy. So I got this done. Need to put this away. Man, these blades are expensive, like $15, $20 a piece. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Now I take the armrest off of these things because I don't want the armrest breaking the back of this like they do when people hyperextend them in the car. Also, a lot of times if I have it, I'll replace this bucket in here because the one on the manual car is a deeper bucket. I think there's some kind of harmonic absorption thing under this thing on the auto cars that you can remove, not needed on the manual cars. But I'm gonna attach this under here like this. So there's foam under here I want to remove, so when I attach this, it attaches well and the foam doesn't mess it up. And you can see how it will fit on top. Looking at it from on top, and that's how it looks from underneath. So let me get this foam off of here. If you look in here now, there's some kind of foam to block the dust and dirt from getting through there. You set this on top of the shifter assembly, and that little foam kind of makes that dust or dirt proof. But we want to get that off of here. I guess I could heat this up a little bit with my heat gun, and it'll be easier to get that off of there. Let me try that. Anything that's taped on comes off better when you heat it up. So let me try to heat it up with the heat gun and see if it comes off without burning myself. Sometimes I don't let it, I heat it up too much, or I don't let it cool down enough so it burns me. Got it on the low setting for starters. just gonna try one edge. See how it works for me. Heat gun method is working better than my stretchy method. Let me try to heat at this side of it. Of course, you gotta be careful because you don't want to melt the trim work and deform that. Oh yeah, it comes off real nice now. Yeah, came off real nice. Let me keep trying to heat this up a little bit. It actually came off better when I heated the backside. Ow.
Robert, I gotta head out.
All right.
Do you need anything?
Nope, not yet. Thank you.
You got it, man. Yeah, just shoot me a jingle, and I can get it close.
Yeah, like I said, I'll probably wrap it up here about 1. I gotta do a couple things, then me and my wife will hang out for a few hours.
Right on.
Rest of the day. Valentine's Day, my daughter sent me a gut-wrenching text. I forgot it's her mom's birthday almost. You know, I remember along the way, but her mom passed away a couple years ago. She sent me a picture of her decorating her mom's gravesite. That's tough.
Not prepared for that one, huh?
Yeah, I wasn't quite expecting that. I said, my daughter sent me a text, let me check it.
Yeah, that's
That's tough.
not a good one. Oh, little shock here and there, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Electrical screwdriver, this is it. I'm getting the center together, inside together.
Oh, the console setup?
With the shifter and all that stuff.
Nice.
Got the pedals in already.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Coming together.
Oh, yeah. So, it's got a little room. They're not super tight together.
Oh, it's fine.
Nice.
It's made for comfort. Yep.
I'm always on the. You notice whenever I go to junkyard, if I'm gonna pull seats and I gotta move the seats there, I just connect the battery charger to terminals.
You can, like a jump box,
Yeah,
you could do that, yeah, to battery terminal ship mode.
that way, because
Yeah.
you can't get to them if you can't move them.
It's hard, unless they stop them in the perfect spot. Yeah, it's hard. Now the Swedish car parts sell those skins.
I gotta look. Excuse me 1 second. How'd it go? Oh shit! All right, I'm gonna be on my way.
The heat gun was a good job getting that tape off of there, so I got some 3M double-sided tape. I'm gonna put it together.
I didn't know you were
Yeah.
filming.
Yeah, I'm live actually.
Oh,
So yeah, the Swedish car parts sell those skins, like the Volvo skins, like original.
seat still has to come out to put those on, though, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but if you get the skins, you take your seats out at home and you can adjust them any way you want, and either have a shop put them on or put them on yourself. Takes me about 4 hours to do a seat. Those are pretty tough getting them on. But yeah, I did one, and somebody wrecked that car. That insurance adjuster seen those seats and lost his mind. He gave me like 3 times more for that car than
The
I,
seats were
than
that
I
good.
expected. Yeah, he was like, wow, you're going through a restoration on this. This is incredible. And he just sat there staring at those seats. Headliner falling down, glove box falling apart. And he was just mesmerized by those seats that, you know, I got those kids from Swedish car parts.
You know, it's funny because I was gonna take the seats out of the R, but I gotta be honest, the Alcantara, I don't like the way it grabs, like the material on your clothes.
He made some for those too. And
Never-
they are kind of, you know, they keep you in position.
Yeah,
Yeah, those seats are like that in general, and they helped me on long drives. I was kind of suffering a little bit, so I switched from the 850 seats, T5R seats, to those,
the R's.
the 96, 97 seats, and it did me better.
Okay.
I liked it better for me. But yeah, I could see how some people. But you know, in the regular seats, I was sitting twisted and moving around. And in those seats, it kind of holds me
Gotta be firm, yeah.
in
I could see that.
position better, and that in position helped my posture with them long, you know, 10, 12-hour drives, you know.
This is exciting. All right, man, if you need me, give me a shout.
All right, man. Thank you.
You got it, thank you. How are you?
Alright, I got the double-sided tape in there. I'm gonna peel off the red protective coating and I'm gonna press this in there. And this has held very good in the past, so I should be good to go. It's just hard to get this to peel. Really weird. That red stuff holds, even though it's not supposed to, holds pretty good to the tape. Once you get it started loose, it comes off very easy. I normally break it loose with a razor blade, which I did. 2 sides down, 2 sides to go. Oh, I thought I had the 3rd side down, but not quite. Three sides down, 1 side to go. Yes. All right. Couple of thin pieces left in here I need to get off. All right, got it off. Best to clean this off, make sure you don't have no oil residue on it and all your burrs are off of it. Line it up on the inside where you can see it. Make sure you're lined up properly. And press it in. You can clamp it in if you want. I think pressing it in has served me well. Now, if you know you have a vehicle that doesn't have any wood grain like this one, I could have just popped this piece in there. However, the corner of it was broke and I didn't want to use it because it was broke, because this has a plain trim like this one did. So If you can get this out in one piece without busting it, just use it if it's not the car that you have. Just switch that over. I'm not sure how long this took me to do this, but we could probably back up the film on it and see. So now this is ready to be installed, and when I set this boot in here, it will sit down inside the crevice of the center console trim. Perfect. At least I like it. So anyway, let me put this piece in. If I have time, let me check the clock. If not, I'm gonna wrap it up. Yeah, I'm gonna tap out now. It's like 1 o'clock here. I got 2 minutes to go. By the time I clean up a few things, I'll be done. So I appreciate you all tuning in. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.